Children, today we are going to start our history class. As you know, our Indian history is divided into three periods, that is ancient period, medieval period and modern period. Last year in 6th standard you all studied ancient period of history. This year in 7th standard we are going to learn about medieval period of history. The period from the 9th century till the end of the 18th century is considered to be the medieval period of Indian history. Now we are going to start our first lesson, that is sources of history. In this lesson we are going to study the sources of medieval history. History gives us chronological, scientific and systematic account of past events. Chronological means the order in which things happen. And four factors are very important in history, that is individual, society, place and time. History is mostly based on authentic evidence or proofs. Authentic means accurate. These proofs are known as the sources of history. These sources of history is mostly classified in three groups, that is material sources, written sources and oral sources. We have to consider many factors related to the historical event that we want to study. It is necessary to support our study with historical sources. These sources have to be verified. We have to see whether they are authentic. Authentic means they should be accurate, because whatever we are getting information, that same we are considering. It is necessary to use these sources judicially and only after a critical analysis. Among this, there are the different examples of material sources, that is memorials, buildings, cave sculptures, inscriptions, coins, copper plates, forts, etc. Among this, forts are very important in material source. Some major types of forts are hill forts, forest fort, sea fort and forts on the plains. Due to forts we come to know about the architecture and warfare of that period. Monuments include samadhis, graves, veergalas and buildings include palaces, ministerial mansions, queen's quarters and also houses of common people. Veergala means in the memory of warriors, veergalas were erected during that period, and Rani Vasa is the queen's mansion, queen's quarter. They all provide insight about that history. The development of architecture, economic condition, quality of art, style of building, construction and people's standard of living in that particular period. The coins made by different rulers using metals like gold, silver, copper, etc. is very important source of history. From these coins we learn about the rulers, their period, governance, religious ideas, personal details, etc. We also learn about the financial transaction, economic condition during that time. We also see how far metrology had advanced in that period. From the images of Ram, Sita on the coin of Emperor Akbar or Shiva Parvati on the coins of Hyder Ali, we see the religious coordination of those days, because it shows that Akbar, he was a Mughal emperor, even though on his coins there was the images of Ram and Sita and Shiva Parvati. So the Peshwas used the Arabic or Persian language on their coins. This throw light on the use of language in that period. An inscription is a carving on a stone or a wall, etc. For example, inscriptions found in Brihadeshwara temple premises in Tanjavur. Many inscriptions on the period of Chalukya, Rashtrakuta, Chola, and Yadav kings have been found. This inscription is considered very important and reliable source of history. It helps us to understand languages, script, social life of a period, etc. Inscription carved on sheets of copper are known as copper plates. Royal edicts, verdicts, etc. are inscribed on copper plates. Now, next we are going to study written sources. We all learn about the medieval period sources like writing style of scripts like Devanagari, Arabian, Persian, Modi, etc. As also from the varieties of different languages, Bhurja Patras, religious manuscripts, treatises, edicts, decrees, biographies, paintings, etc. We get information about the food item, their standard of living, convention, rule, conduct of the people, their festivals, their lifestyle, etc. from these sources. Sources of this is called written sources of history. During that period, travelers from other countries came to India. They have written travelogues or accounts of their travels. Travelogues means when they used to come to India or other countries, they used to write how they felt during their journey. Some of them are Al-Biruni, Ibn Battuta, Nicolau, Manusi, Babur's biography, Sri Shiv Bharat, or the Sanskrit biography of Shivaji Maharaj composed by the poet Parmanand, as well as various other biographies of different rulers, and it helps us to understand the policies and administrative system of the rulers during that time. Tariq or Tariq means sequence of events. Tariqs may be written by Al-Biruni, Ziauddin Barani, Maulana Ahmad, Yahya bin Ahmad, Mirza Haidar, Bhimsen Saxena, etc. are available in our history. Bakhar is a type of chronicle that originated in Maharashtra. Chronicles help in understanding aspects like political happening, transactions, cultural life, social condition, etc. Many of these chronicles are written mostly in Marathi languages many years after the events had occurred. As a result, they are seen to rely on hearsays. Some of these chronicles are Mahi Kavityachi Bakhar, Sabhasad Bakhar, Chitnisanchi Bakhar, Bhau Sahebanchi Bakhar, etc. The works of contemporary Western historians like Robert Arm, M.C. Sprengel, and Grant Duff are also very important. So this way we understood about the written sources of history. In written sources, there is documents of proceedings in the courts of kings, then correspondent dispatches, chronicles, that is tarikhs, travelogues of the foreign travelers, treatises, biographies, judicial verdicts and orders. Now we are going to study about oral sources. We understand various aspects of folk life through folk literature, traditionally passed on from generation to generation. Some of the examples are ovis, folk songs, povadas, folk tales, legends, and myths. Such types of sources are called oral sources of history. See here, children, in that picture they gave the different examples of oral sources, that is folk song, gatha, shlokas, abhangas, povadas, proverbs, legends, myths, etc. History is written with the help of the three types of sources that we discussed here. Even after it has been written down, research on it goes on continuously. New sources and information come to light through this research. Then history has to be rewritten accordingly. We can see that our history books and those of our parents and grandparents differ to a certain extent. Evaluating the sources of history. It is very important to take precautions before using the sources of history, because whatever history we are going to study, whatever information we are going to get from that, we are going to believe on the same information. So it is very important when we are writing history, it should be proper, means whatever is written, everything should be in a proper way. We have to examine their authenticity and see which are genuine and which are fake. Their quality can be determined with the help of internal standard. We also have to study the integrity of the writer, their personal interest, the period in which they live, and the political pressure on them. Because it also may happen due to political pressure, the writers had written good things about the ruler. So it is very important to see whether they relay or hearsay or give an eyewitness account. We need to consider the exaggerations, metaphors, and other literacy devices they use. Their information has to be verified with the help of other contemporary sources. The information may be one-sided, contradictory, or exaggerated. It has to be seen in a proper perspective. The sources have to be subjected to a critical analysis, and the author's impartiality and neutrality is very important in writing history. So this is the way, children, we studied in this lesson the different sources of history, that is written sources, material sources, and oral sources. I hope you all understood the lesson.